I got this call to come over and work on something called Clifford the Big Red Dog. And I thought, oh my God, PBS. Jeez. And you know, it was at this studio in Woodland Hills, and oh God, you know, they don't even give you free lunch. and then I went to the store, and I'm looking at Clifford. Oh no! And you look at these drawings, and I don't know if you've looked at them since you were 4 years old, but God, they're horrible. And you got like Emily Elizabeth. And then she has these big black eyes, like Satan swallowed her soul. You know? And Norman Bridwell, who wrote the books, who was wealthy beyond measure, you know, this guy, sweetest and old, he's passed. He was an older guy and sweetest guy in the world. And he would say, I can't draw to save my life. I just did these for my kids, and they just took off, you know. And he would change, like, characters' designs, and Clifford's mom is a collie in one book, and she's a little Irish setter in another book, and he's I couldn't be bothered. So we're trying to design the show, and a guy named Mucci Fassett, who's another really skilled guy, designing those characters. So then that was like a big directing. You know, we did a whole lot of episodes, and when Clifford was going on, then you see the power of preschool properties. That Clifford was making $1 billion a year when we had that show on the air. And for many years after, Scholastic was just making a ton of money. I also understood the importance of owning a property, because that river of money was just above my reach. You know, it's like, you'd see these guys, let's go to the Hamptons, yeah, and I'm sitting there with all the work. But that was a big show, and that was at one point airing 1,500 times a week in the U.S. at all these different markets. Wow. It was just amazing, and all around the world. And I'll tell you one more letter story. There was one episode about a three-legged dog, and you'd get these things in children's television, you know, young, about, you know, oh, let's all share, and then you just get sick of it. After a while, it's another birthday party. Okay, yeah. So where's the party? I'm like, you know, somebody lost and they can't find it. But they're repeated stories over and over. But there was this one about, let's have a three-legged dog. And so this three-legged dog comes to the island, and all the other dogs think, oh, if we touch him, you know, our legs will fall off, and so they avoid him, and it's a big thing about acceptance. Well, this goes out, and we get a letter from this parent, and it says that my son has one arm, and he, I always choke up. He was ostracized in his like kindergarten class, his first grade class. Nobody wanted to go near him, and so they wouldn't touch him, they wouldn't talk to him, because he had one arm, they thought it would fall off, whatever. So he would come home and cry every day. It's just, school was miserable, and she was miserable, and nobody knew how to solve this. This teacher sees this, and she shows it to the class, and then it just always chokes me up, but everybody watches this thing, and then they go up and hug him. Mm. It was just the most touching thing. Look at this. It's all acting. What's my niche? Telling heartfelt stories, man. No, but that's the power of this medium. That you motivate a room full of kids to go over and hug this little kid that was a pariah before, and the mother went on to describe how this changed the kid's life. Right. He had friends at school, he did really well in school, and this little episode actually changed this life. And it's amazing to think about the power. And I just don't believe this stuff that, oh, you know, what we do really doesn't influence people. It does.